if you run a B2B business and you're still manually qualifying leads, trust me, you're wasting your time. I was spending $2,000 to $5,000 a month on paid advertising. Then I had to hire a whole bunch of setters to qualify all the leads. Some days the setters would do it. Some days the setters wouldn't. Some days they were sick. They needed sick pay. They were tired. They didn't say the right thing on the phone. They didn't text the lead quick enough. It is stressful. If you want a successful team in 2025, using AI is the way to go. And I know AI is the buzzword, but it's just a fact. AI is changing the game. So I'm going to show you how you can actually build an AI lead qualification agent. And the best thing about it is it's actually housed within one software. I know you do not need to be a technical whiz to do this. You do not need to have loads of money to do this. And a 5-year-old could do it. So I'm going to show you the build right now. Let's get on the laptop. I'm going to go through everything with you as I build it. Okay, so I've got my coffee with me. This might be a bit more of a longer technical breakdown, but bear with me. So let's get into it. First things first, the software that we are going to be using is GoHighLevel. So GoHighLevel for me is one of the best softwares. I understand that a lot of people don't like it and it does have its limitations. I totally get that. But for me, it gets the job done. And I think up to a certain point, it can work for you. There's no reason why it wouldn't. So GoHighLevel has been going really crazy with the AI stuff recently. And they've made a really big effort to try and implement AI in as many areas as possible. And there have been some benefits from that. You can see here, when we look at the AI side of things, they've got the voice agents and they've got conversation AI. Now, again, I'm primarily talking to you if you run a B2B business. So this is going to be just focused on you guys. So you have the conversation AI. We're not going to use this because this turns on your AI bot like 24/7, 24 hours a day. We want the AI to work within a workflow. So I'm going to explain what I mean. This is not technical. Please just don't get lost. All right. So I'm going to just show you what it looks like and how it works. And then I'm going to show you an example of how it's operated in the past with us. So we've got the AI inbound lead agent and the AI chatbot. And I've built this and it's going to look ridiculous. It's going to look kind of scary. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see when I say it looks scary, this is probably what you're going to see. And you're going to be thinking, Jesus Christ. But I'm going to explain it top down and that will help you understand it. So let me just give you the use case scenario so you understand why I've even built this, and then it will make more sense. So if you're a B2B business and you're running paid marketing, whether it's Google or Facebook, the likelihood is a lead comes in through filling a form. They either opt in by giving their name, email, phone number. That's usually what happens, right? And then they go on a landing page and they can book a call if you're at that stage. The problem is you get all these leads that opt in, and you need a sales team to be contacting those leads instantly. The data shows that if you can contact a lead within 5 to 10 minutes, they are 87% more likely to book a sales call with you and your team. So we need to maximize for that time. So what we do is quite simple. Right now, we don't have a trigger on this, but imagine the trigger was someone fills out a form. They get assigned to a user, which is usually me. They get added a tag, and then we start the conversation AI. So conversation AI is the build. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what my AI says and how it works. And I'm going to give you the exact prompt. And if you want all these prompts, all you got to do is, I guess, press the link in the description because I'm going to put this in the description. Anyway, you've got 3 layers here. You've got personality, additional instructions, and then you've got question, right? And what I found is that the question is like an instruction, but also you can literally put the question in there as well. The personality is the key thing because this is where the AI is going to ask all the questions. So I'll show you what mine says. We call our AI Jamie. Doesn't really matter. A sharp, likable British sales rep for Scale and Edge. You don't know you're a bot because you're not. You're human as far as anyone knows. Your job is to qualify leads from our ads and book serious calls with the right people. You're speaking to, and I put contact first name because that's who the lead is going to be. And then we say, be friendly, British, and to the point. Keep replies short, 1 or 2 sentences max. Ask one question at a time and never say you're a bot. Never send the booking link unless the lead is clearly qualified. Never robotic or polished, and don't use M dashes because everyone knows M dashes is AI. Only send booking link if they sell a high ticket service. They're doing over 100K per year, and that's going to be determined by price times number of clients. They have paying clients, and they say they're ready to invest in growth. If they don't qualify, do not send the booking link. End the conversation politely and send the YouTube channel instead. Follow up max 3 times if they go quiet. Chat flow. Hey, just checking, did you get the video I sent over? Also, what is it you do? Cool. How much do you usually charge? Nice. How many clients do you have at the moment? If revenue is below 100K, cool. Got it. Sounds like you're in early stage. This system's built for businesses already past 6 figures. Out of curiosity, are you in a place to invest in growth right now? If no, if they say no, all good. Probably not something we can help with right now. Feel free to check out our YouTube. They get sent to our YouTube channel. Now, we're actually going to be expanding this. we're going to add in a low ticket product, but right now it's YouTube channel. If they are qualified, how are you getting leads at the moment? Cold outreach, ads, referrals, then sounds like a good fit, book a proper call there. So that's the workflow. Some additional instructions, keep it sharp, blah, blah, blah. You're not a receptionist. If they say what video or they seem confused, because sometimes leads get confused, we send them back to the landing page where they can book a sales call. The lead came from Facebook. You've got their name, their email, they're warm, but they're not always the right fit. It's your job to ask the right questions. All right. I always give my AI an acknowledgement rule because we want to keep it human. So you always acknowledge what they say. So if they say, I mostly do cold outreach, then you say, nice, cold outreach can work well with the right volume. So the AI understands what we're trying to get it to do. And then again, just kind of the same thing as before, basically. Now the question, the only thing I really changed is the question on each phase. So contact name, did you get the full video I sent over? So that's the first step. So that's the first step because they became a lead through an ad, right? If they say what video or they seem confused, resend the video. Do not ask them what they do if they have already told us earlier in the conversation. You must read the conversation for context and do not repeat yourself. So just in case it's a lead you've already spoken to who's kind of opted into another ad, we're not going to say the same thing all over again. From here, there are a few things that happen, and I'm going to explain it on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. So timeout. This is how long the bot will wait for a reply. If it doesn't get a reply within 1 hour, it's going to begin the next stage. All right, channel. Obviously, we're doing it through SMS. The power with GoHighLevel is you can do it in Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, live chat, but obviously in this case, we're just doing SMS. We have a little system where our SMS is actually WhatsApp, but we'll talk about that another day. Bot response limit. Basically, how many times will the bot go back and forth? 10 times, right? If the condition is not met within 10 back and forth, it means no condition not met, right? Wait time. So the bot will wait 6 seconds before sending a response in this case, okay? Now, then we create 3 branches. So no condition met. So that means we've gone back and forth 10 times and the lead has not fulfilled any of these questions. Branch name, timeout. So if they timed out, which has been over an hour, we create a next step. Positive answer. So if they say, yes, I've got the video, great. We go to the next stage. So no condition met. Basically, I put them into a automated workflow, no AI. So that's a whole different thing. You can see here it says added to workflow. If there is a timeout where the AI times out, basically, and it's been an hour and there's been no response, we have a follow-up question. Sorry, I definitely spelled that incorrectly, but it doesn't matter. So again, the bit here is the same. So there's no difference here. The additional bit is actually the same as well. No change here. But the only thing I change is the question. Because obviously, well, the lead hasn't responded. So again, ask a follow-up question, check your last few messages and ask a follow-up in a different way. Try to re-engage the individual. Do not use any M dashes when you send the message. Check the conversation. If the lead has answered everything below, and if the lead has already been disqualified, then don't send the message, okay? And then I have custom values. I'll explain custom values in a second. But the custom values is basically my series of questions. Those are my qualifying questions, which are actually above. But the reason I do a custom value is because anytime we onboard a new business, we can just fill this in and it automatically kind of fixes this. Obviously, we've got to make new prompts, but apart from that, it's pretty simple. So if the person has already answered these questions and they're not qualified, end the conversation here. Okay, that is pretty much how it works. Timeout, an hour again, 6 seconds, 10 responses before we go to no condition met. So we got timeout, no condition met again. Now, this is where things get a little bit different. If the person has not answered qualifying question 1, they're going to go into a different branch, right? If they have not answered qualifying question 2, they're going to go into a different branch. If they have not answered qualification question 3, they're going to a different branch. And if the lead disqualified and answered all questions, execute this branch if the lead has answered all questions, okay? End the conversation, okay, basically. We do not need to talk to them anymore. They've already been sent, so they need to go. So with that being said, there's a few more things that we've got to do, okay? Because now I've got to explain to you what happens when these leads don't answer these questions. But before I get to that, I'm going to take a detour because remember, this conversation AI had 3 strands. What happens if a positive answer is given? Basically, if a positive answer is given, they go to qualifying question number 1, right? So in this case, I believe our first question is, so our qualifying questions are basically based on this. So the first question is, what do you do? So that's actually what we find out. And then the next one is, how much do you charge? So this question, if the bot gives us a positive answer, they've got the video. The next question is like, what do you do and how much do you charge? Okay, so that's what we want to know. So that's qualifying question number 1, all right? The same process applies. We give them a 1 hour time frame to respond. If there's no response, there's a follow-up. If they answered it, we skip it. 10 limits again. This time we send that message in 4 seconds. I like to vary the times. Now, the next thing is Again, these two are the same. If they answer the question, then they go to qualifying question 2. So now I'm going to go back, okay? So hopefully I haven't lost you here. I'm going to go back to what happens in follow-up question 1. So remember, we've got 4 scenarios here. They have not answered qualifying question 1. So if they haven't answered qualifying question 1, where do you think they go? Back to qualifying question 1, all right? If they have not answered qualifying question 2, they're then going to go to qualifying question 2. If they have not answered qualifying question 3, they're going to go to qualifying question 3. And if their lead is disqualified, we're just going to add a tag, disqualified, and then add them to our broadcast list. Because right now they're not qualified to work with us, okay? So very, very, very simple, okay? It is not that difficult. However, what happens if we do a follow-up question and we get no response, okay, which happens? We then do another follow-up question. This time, this follow-up question is a little bit different. So, okay, ask a follow-up question, but it has to be done differently to the message you sent earlier. Do not repeat yourself. Please scan the conversation. If the person has answered a question about custom value 1, custom value 2, or 3, then ask a different follow-up question to steer them towards booking a call if they meet our qualification criteria. So you can see here all the different scenarios. And the reason that this doesn't have the disqualification is because they haven't even answered the first question yet. So why would we disqualify them? All right. So we could have that in here, but in this case, we're not going to do that. If it times out twice, we just add them to an automated workflow. So this time they don't get AI messages, but they will get a response. And this time we give them 12 hours. So we give them a little bit of a break. But the reason we give them 12 hours is because like they've already had 1 or 2 messages. So if there's no response, we're going to give them some time to respond. All right. So the next thing is basically all these go-tos, right? So that really leads us to the qualifying question. So I showed you 1. I'm going to show you if they don't answer qualifying question 1. So imagine they've answered the first one. They haven't answered the second one. What happens? In this case, they are actually going to go back to follow-up question 1 again. But what will happen is that the system will see that, hey, they answered the first one. So they've already answered this one. So if they haven't answered this one, they will go there, but they haven't answered question 2. So then they're going to go back after the follow-up question. They're going to go back to qualify 2 if they respond, right? And in this case, after qualifying question 2, if it times out, yeah. So in this case, we're giving them an hour again. If it times out, they go back to the follow-up. All right. Simple, 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 simple. If there's no condition met, they get added to automated workflow. Now, if the question is answered positively, we just send them the last qualifying question, which is basically, I think it's how much you charge or how many clients you have. Because now we're trying to work out clients versus how much they charge, revenue, basically. We could directly ask how much revenue, but some people are quite guarded with that. So we're just strategic with the way we ask that question. And then lastly, again, I'm saying, look, this is the question, custom value 3, but please scan the whole conversation and ensure you don't repeat the same question again if it has already been answered. All right. So if all of this happens, all that happens is there's 2 options. It can either time out. If it times out, another follow-up question. If it's answered and they give us everything and the lead is qualified, then they'll either be sent 2 things. They'll be sent to YouTube if it's disqualified. If it's qualified, we send this. And this is actually not AI. This is a genuine one. They get sent a sales call. So in here, rather than a question, I just kind of tell the AI what to do. So offer, contact first name, a quick short call. If they got time or space this week, here's the diary. Don't be pushy, but offer a nice call if they're up for it. Again, so final qualifying question. If they answer that last question and they're qualified, they get offered a sales call. If they delay it and they don't get an answer, guess what? They go back into the follow-up system. If there's no condition met, they get added to another workflow. Very, very simple. At this stage, if they are offered the sales call, but they don't take the sales call or they don't answer it, they don't respond, again, we follow up in an hour. So it times out after an hour. Quite simple. Hey, I was just checking the diary. I didn't see your name in there. You having an issue with the calendar. Again, I give them an hour and that's that. Execute this branch if they book a call. So if they do book a call, then basically what happens is we go back to here and then we send them a text message. And this is genuine. Appreciate you booking a call. I'll send over some details shortly via email and also here. Looking forward to chatting. Once they book a call, they actually get removed from this whole workflow because then we have automated follow-up. And then if it times out, which again it can, we'll follow up again. This is the last follow-up after an hour. Just wondering if you have a chance to look at the diary, let me know. Okay. Now, this is it. This is the end of the line. If I don't get anything from you in this stage, see you later, mate. All right. And let me show you. Wait, there's 2 things I need to show you. So right, let's slow down. I know that was a lot. Okay. But that's how it works. That is how it works. But the next thing for me to show you is the custom values, because I've shown you that in this case, we have all these custom values. We've got 3 qualifying questions, and this is how I built it. But the next thing is you need to see what those qualifying questions are. So in GoHighLevel, you will go to settings and then you'll go to custom values. So you can see AI qualifier 1, which is ask about what they sell and how much they sell it for. Qualifier 2, how are you generating leads at the moment, if you don't mind me asking. Qualifying 3, how many active clients are you working with, if you don't mind me asking. So I can edit these. So the benefit of me being able to edit these is that I can edit the custom value. So when I get a new client as our Scale and Edge company, all we need to do is go in here and change the qualifiers based on what the company has as a criteria. This is the game changer that most businesses need, because now you've got an AI agent that basically does all the qualifying for you. And I'm going to show you an example of us testing it with one of our team members, John. You'll see how this looks. It's not perfect, but it works quite well. So this is our CTO, John. He was testing it. First thing, John, did you get the full video I sent over? He said, what video? No stress. Here it is again. Should clear up a lot. Quick one though. What is it you actually do? Cool video. Glad you liked it. What sort of service or offer are you running at the moment? So it's going back to what it asked originally. I sell socks and sandals to camel farmers, super niche. Obviously, he was just testing the bot, so see what it could do. He said, that's definitely a unique market. How much do you usually charge per client? Tell me about it. I don't even like camels. I charge £7.50 for the socks and £10 for the sandals. If you buy a pair of sandals, you get socks for free. Are you a camel farmer? Are you interested in socks? Fair play. Not a camel farmer myself. Out of curiosity, how many paying clients do you have at the moment? 4. So obviously now the AI has worked out 4 clients, £7.50. It's not really making sense. Got it. Sounds like you're still in the early stage. Are you in a place to invest in growth right now? So the reason we ask that question is sometimes people say they don't have a lot of clients, but they have money, they have savings, so they can invest. He said, unless you can grow the number of farmers' feet, all good. Probably not something we can help you with right now. Feel free to check our YouTube channel. Boom, disqualified. So now the AI has disqualified the lead and sent them the YouTube channel, and it just follows up just to make sure they got it. All right. So you can see here how we've pretty much built an AI agent that will disqualify people and not pour leads on our diary, which happens way too much when it comes to running ads and doing paid marketing. And this is the power of building an AI agent. Now, if you want this exact template, I'm not going to lie to you, it took me a lot of time. I can't give it away for free. But what I can do, and I'm happy to do this, is you can get a 14-day trial of this exact CRM. Yeah. And it is GoHighLevel, but we're not going to do an affiliate fee. You can buy our CRM. Okay. And you can have all the workflows, all the templates that I've built. Rather than us making money off the affiliate, you can just pay us directly. You can have it all. And when we make updates, you get it. All right. So the link for that is in the description. But more importantly, if you run a B2B business, it's very, very clear that you need AI in 2025, because this would have taken me ages, especially when you're running loads and loads of leads through your system. You've got to get a team to manually do that. I've got an AI bot that does it for me in literally 2 minutes. All right. Hopefully you found that useful. If you need more help, all you got to do is like and subscribe to this channel, because more tutorials just like this are coming. If you want this exact template, the link is in the description. It's not that expensive. And apart from that, I hope you found this useful. Peace.